Hello everyone and welcome back once more to the HellfireComms Livestream. Today we are playing a Metroid Prime Randomiser. I'm here with Axel, who I think knows a little bit about Metroid Prime, at least, but definitely knows a lot about randomizers, so regardless, I think it's going to be a fun time.
Good news is I have played quite a bit of Metroid Prime. I've played the original trilogy, and unfortunately I have not played the randomizer for this, but I have watched it.
Ah, okay. I would generally recommend it if you don't mind a lot of the annoying stuff that can happen in Metroid Prime, because I will say that it definitely has its annoying moments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to turn my game volume up a little bit, which should not affect the stream. It's just what I'm hearing. But yeah, so our goal for this one, if you type exclamation point Prime Rando in the chat, the bot will tell you, we need to find all 12 of the Chozo Artifacts, and we also need the Phazon Suit in order to access the final boss. So those are basically the things we're looking for, and of course all the other items that we'll need in order to find those things. As you could probably tell if you know anything about Metroid Prime, we have skipped the opening section on the pirate frigate Orpheon because there's actually no items there to pick up, and it's just kind of a gigantic waste of time.
I mean, who wants to do that?
Right. I will be playing this randomizer entirely with no tricks logic, despite the fact that you just watched me do a trick. It's just about the only one you're actually going to see. I do know how to do that one little dash at the beginning, which lets me grab this item a little bit early, and so we have missiles before the game really expects us to, which is just really nice to have starting off here.
Yeah, normally if you guys have played this game without the randomizer, of course, that is where the space jump is, and being very much into speedrunning and just watching Prime speedruns, the space jump was the first item they would always go for, and was one of the easiest tricks to actually do.
Yeah, so the thing about dashing in this game, if you're locked on to something, you can flick the control stick left or right, and I think maybe you also have to press the jump button. That one I'm not entirely sure about. But basically you do a little dash like this, but for whatever reason, if you hold R while dashing, Samus will keep moving at a high speed and conserve her momentum. And so that's what allows you to dash really, really far, and you'll probably see me do that a couple more times. I think there's a few places where I end up doing it. But the other item that we picked up back there in the landing site was the boost ball, which is the go fast button, basically. Let's see, that's a missile up there. That looks like another missile. It sure is. So I don't have bombs yet, which sucks. But I do have missiles, which means I can go this way. This is why I like doing that one trick at the opening, because it allows me to go this way first, which is not typically the standard way that you end up going in the vanilla game, because usually you would head towards the War Wasp Hive Machina thing, which is where you get missiles first. So you got to do that and then come this way.
Yep.
And so we're going to get more missiles out of this. Like I said, unfortunately, we don't have bombs. So there's a couple things here that we cannot grab. There is one extra item in this room that I can grab, because I do have boost ball, though, because as you can see, there is a ramp, a half pipe, that I can use the boost ball to get to the top of. And that's enough of me talking for a while.
Too bad you don't have the space jump, because you could just say, yeah, screw this actual fight, screw doing the whole thing, I'll just grab the missile and just jump out.
Actually, that's a fair point. I can't actually get up to the half pipe because I don't have space jump.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing is meant to be a mini-boss, but you're meant to fight it when you don't have the charge beam. Charge beam is one item that I always add to my starting items, because it is just so important to the game in general.
Mm-hmm.
and it makes that fight just a complete joke. It dies in a single charge shot.
Oh, the poor thing. It's what I would say if I actually cared about it.
Yeah, for real, though. Alright, so we now have 10 missiles. Yeah, there's really nothing else I can do here because I don't have bombs. That's really proving to be a bit of an issue. I'm betting they're probably going to be on that Hive Machina thing that I was mentioning before, because that seems right. That seems like what it's going to be. I can actually grab these missiles here.
That's the boss with the flamethrower, right?
That is the incinerator drone.
Okay, so I'm thinking of it.
I'm talking about the machine that the war wasps actually climb out of and then circle around you. Oh, we actually have an artifact in this room already. I can't grab it yet.
We found a proof. Wait, wrong game.
Basically, the artifacts are essentially just proofs. They are locks to a door that we currently cannot actually get to, I think.
Well, we'll find out later on. Also, I hated this hallways when I was younger.
Yeah, let's see. More missiles there. I am going to go use the save station because I only have one energy tank so far, which is not a lot of health.
And Samus only has 1 life.
Yes.
So you did mention like the little scan dash earlier. Did you happen to know that in the PAL version they actually made it so that you can't dash on anything but enemies?
Yeah, that was a change that carried over into the trilogy version of Metroid Prime. Which I know a lot of people, including speedrunners, are upset about, and that is the X-ray visor, which is a bit of an odd place for that. That's a rather in-game item. Getting that early does not actually tell me a lot in terms of where I'm going to be needing to go, but having it now is nice. Both visors are used on the final boss, so having both of them is highly recommended, and I would say they're probably required for me since I'm not that good at the game. And that's another artifact. I was expecting bombs to be here. That's an interesting place for that. You could see it poking out of the bottom of the machina.
Yeah, I can.
Alrighty, and of course all the water here is poison, so stepping in it hurts. I have actually had, just the other night, the war wasps actually hit me and knocked me into the water, and because I did not have the gravity suit at the time, I was actually stuck and couldn't jump back up, which sucked really badly.
Ooh. Wait, there's no way to get back up without it?
I think you're kind of meant to be able to. I think I had space jumps. I did not, I had space jump and bombs, but I didn't have the gravity suit, and water slows you down really, really hard in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize for controller noises because I am playing this on my homebrew Wii U. I'm actually using my GameCube controller, and so you're going to be enjoying the wonderful noises that the GameCube controllers make today.
It's just controller ASMR, Spar. It's okay.
Yeah, for real. What it really means is that Flame is going to hate me while editing this.
Maybe he'll just let the controller sound stay because, like I said, controller ASMR, it's not that bad.
It's part of the experience, really. So that's our first artifact.
And more missiles.
And more missiles. We're still not finding bombs. I'm thinking this is... This is probably going to be a weird seed. I always had it working on the Wii U, Nat. The problem is that what I wanted to do was set it up on the trilogy version with motion controls, which I was unable to. I actually ended up losing all of my save data from the vanilla game for Metroid Prime Trilogy, which sucks quite a lot. I lost 100% save files for all 3 Prime games, which includes all items and all scans. In the process of doing that.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. I mean, the nice thing is it means I get to play through all the games again.
Sure.
if I want the things.
Yeah, that's true.
Another missile in there, which I can't get because it requires bombs. Seems to be a running theme right now.
I was about to make a military joke because it's like we're finding so many missiles.
Alright, there's our other artifact, the artifact of Elder. Let's see.
Oh, we have Elder, we have Nature.
Thinking about what I can do right now.
The big thing about randomizers, trying to figure out what do I have access to and what can't I.
Right, yeah. And unfortunately right now there's... Oh. I think I might be a little bit of an idiot, which is not a surprise to anyone here. I could actually get back on that half pipe in this room here because there's steps leading up to it. It's just on the other side there's no steps because you're meant to use the morph ball to get back through the little tunnel.
Oh, Spar, you silly person.
Yep. So I did miss out on an item, which is... that one's probably going to be my bombs. I would be fairly surprised if it ends up not being bombs there.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing my luck, it's going to be another fucking artifact.
Or maybe more missiles.
It is indeed more missiles.
Oh, gee.
Alright. So there's still a couple places I could go, not least of which is the artifact temple itself, which I have had bombs there before, so that's not entirely unlikely.
Oh yeah, because don't they give you like a free artifact, or in this case a free item because of the location?
Yes. Yep. The artifact temple always has one item, which as you said in the vanilla game is normally an artifact, but in this case it'll be randomized to something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so while I'm just walking around and jumping here, I want to talk about the Parkinson's Foundation because I'm still raising money for the research that the Parkinson's Foundation does. They help support people who suffer from Parkinson's disease and work towards finding a cure. So if you would like to support that cause, please use !donate in the chat to be taken to the Tiltify page so you can check that out. Really great cause. Of course, many of you probably know that my mom suffers from Parkinson's disease, so it affects me in a really strong way, and I'm happy to be able to support these guys. I've done it before, if you guys remember the KH2 rando that I did a couple years ago, and since then, actually, the Parkinson's Foundation has set up an entire team of people who do fundraising streams for the Parkinson's Foundation. So I actually kind of lit a fire under people and got them say, hey, streaming is a pretty viable way to help raise some money. So yeah, really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I'm going to run over here and grab a save station because I still only have one energy tank. And I will die.
Yeah, this part of the game was always like a little bit concerning to me because like I need health. I don't like the fact that I don't have much health.
The other reason that I want to save is that specifically not having bombs is very dangerous because there are some ways in which I could soft lock myself.
Oh yeah.
I did just pick up the space jump boots, which is very nice.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't think... There's an item in here I can grab, yes. I've also had bombs appear here. This is the vanilla location for the charge beam, actually. And if you're playing normally, having to wait this long to have the charge beam kinda sucks.
Yeah. I will say though, like getting the space jump boots now, that's gonna make platforming a lot better.
Oh yes, for sure. It made that bit right there, so I didn't have to worry about that vine. And yes, indeed, this is where my bombs were.
Ah, great. And of course some Chozo lore.
Which is nice, because I can bomb this right here and go grab another item.
I feel like there's a high chance it's going to be more missiles.
It is actually the Varia suit, which is also really good, because that means I can go to Magmore Caverns now.
Very nice. And unfortunately no spider ball for us, so we can't do that track.
Right, yeah, there is another item up there, but like he said, I can't get it. There's also another item in this room, but it's under the water, and I probably could get it, but I could also very easily die in the process, so I don't really think it's worth going for.
Maybe if you save.
Yeah, it's also going to be out of logic, so I think it's better to just wait and come back for that one, especially since I'm going to have to come back with Spider Ball for that other item anyway.
For that, Spar, I have this to argue. We have a saying in the Ocarina of Time randomizer community. Logic is just a suggestion.
Well, this is true. I mean, the first thing I did in this randomizer was ignore logic, so... You're definitely right about that. Here we have another artifact, because that's how this randomizer goes, I guess. I've noticed this specific randomizer, which is a different one than I have ran previously, is definitely more prone to giving me artifacts early, for whatever reason. This randomizer runs off the same program that does the Metroid Prime 2 randomizer, whereas previously it was a different program run by different people, and so I guess it does different things in order to do this. And I have to admit, I kind of like the old one a little bit better, because of the way they handle the artifacts and stuff like that. I had a seed where I had all 12 artifacts in the first hour. And then I had to spend 2.5 hours looking for the Phazon Suit.
Oh, jeez.
Which is a little bit ridiculous.
That kind of sounds a little bit like some of the randomizer seeds I've done.
Yeah.
Mostly like Kingdom Hearts related.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2, like you'd actually relate, where we found proofs, like 1 or 2 proofs within the first 30 minutes, and then the third one is, where the hell is it?
I've had seeds of the KH2 rando where I found all 3 proofs in like 30 minutes, but I was like level 12, and so I'm like, fuck. I'm not gonna go fight the final boss at level 12. Alright, more missiles. At least I'm getting more. I'm gonna need a lot by the end of the game, so getting more now is nice, I guess.
Mm-hmm. At least you're not going to be missiling them.
No.
Okay, that was bad.
Yeah, that was super bad, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately that one was a dud.
Let's see, I could... Yeah, I can get that missile, and I don't know what's in that pathway. And then I'm going to head to Magmore Caverns, which is probably a wrong choice if I'm completely honest. Because I really should go back and check the temple. Because I feel like that's really what the game wants from me right now. But, you know, it gave me Varia Suit, so at the very least, there's that.
Yeah.
Also, nice addition that this randomizer does have is the Spring Ball.
Ah, the Spring Ball was not in Prime 1, so...
No, it was not. That was an addition to a trilogy, which is brought back into this version as part of the randomizer. Really cool. You do it just by flicking the C-stick up while in Morph Ball. Obviously, you can only do it while you have bombs, since otherwise you're not able to jump while in Morph Ball.
And even though you did have access to that, you kind of still decide, yeah, I'm just going to space jump through part of this puzzle.
Right, yeah. It just makes it faster because I don't have to go around the long way.
Yeah, true.
There's another artifact.
Artifact of the Warrior.
Like I said, they go pretty quickly for whatever reason in this randomizer.
It does make sense considering how many there actually are, so...
Yeah, there's 12, and especially because I have it set to no tricks logic. I mean, in all fairness, you can get a lot of the artifacts pretty early in the vanilla game, too, so I guess it's not that different from normal.
Yeah. You gotta love, like, how, even, like, without the randomizer, Metroid is just, like, really good when it comes to, sequence breaking. Prime especially, because of how broken it can be.
Oh yeah, for sure. Prime, and especially Prime 2, are, like, kind of nuts with how broken they can get because of out-of-bounds sequences.
Mm-hmm.
Which I am definitely not good enough to do. I would recommend going to watch some people who are actually good at the game for stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast you can get through a lot of this stuff. A lot of the seeds that take me like 4 hours, I know people that could probably complete them in like 1.
The easiest method to say is, if you want to like see a lot of the crazy sequence break stuff, just watch a speedrun of it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the right way to go, although...
Yeah.
For any percent, you're probably going to be missing out on a lot because they're going to the end as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Although 100% is going to be trying to go slow through some things because they're going to have to get every single item. So it's like it's a weird trade-off, I guess, for that one.
You can still do like a lot of the tricks to get the items, because I know one of the biggest ones, the out-of-bounds stuff, is like secret worlds, where you just go out of bounds, but you can do a lot of crazy shit with that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you end up just kind of walking on nothing out of bounds for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way collision and out-of-bounds stuff works in this game. You can kind of stand out of bounds. Hello, missile? Oh, that one might always be 2 missiles. I didn't actually mean to destroy that puffer. That's another artifact, which is actually what we like to call French vanilla, because there's normally an artifact in that spot.
But it's not that specific one.
No, it's not that specific one. That one is... the Artifact of Newborn is probably the last one that most people will get in the game because it's very, very deep into the Phazon mines, which is the final normal area before going to get the rest of the artifacts. And also, you pretty much almost need the Phazon Suit to be able to grab it because it is very deep in a tunnel laced with Phazon, which is a highly corrosive material.
Mm-hmm. So corrosive that it came back in Trilogy and actually can kill you. I saw an energy tank.
That was, in fact, an energy tank. And because I have the X-ray visor, assuming that I can jump properly, I can actually...
Could you jump off the sides of the wall?
Maybe, but I was kind of just trying to get on the platforms. I can grab those invisible platforms and get the energy tank. You can use the invisible platforms without the X-ray visor, but obviously it's tougher because you can't see them. One more item over here to grab. This one's pretty free, doesn't really require anything. I think both of the practice seeds that I completed had an artifact here. This time it's just a missile.
It's definitely kind of funny how like you can do a practice seed and all of a sudden it's really good, and then you actually do your stream seed and it's like, here's all the worst stuff possible. Mm-hmm. And I love how you're just being carried away.
Yeah, he actually tossed me in a very bad direction. I didn't even realize that path didn't circle around. Picking up the energy tank is really nice because, one, picking up energy tanks will automatically refill all of your health when you pick it up, and two, it also increases your health by 100. So just generally really good. I will probably be grabbing any of them that I see, even if they're not necessarily required, because the final set of bosses in this game are actually pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't think I've really died against the final set of bosses, or maybe not the final boss, but some of the ones before it, but yeah, it's pretty annoying to try to deal with a lot of them. And also these turrets.
Yeah, I'm just going to take out the turrets ahead of time to save myself a big headache.
I will say, though, I do like the Magmore Caverns music, probably because it's just Norfair, but
I mean, it's good. It's definitely a good remake of that music.
Yeah. And I think if I remember correctly, they actually did plan to put some of the Norfair enemies from Super Metroid into Magmore Caverns.
Kraid was definitely meant to be in Prime, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was originally designed to be. In fact, just the development cycle of Prime is like a whole story and a half with how everything went with Retro Studios at the time.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the team that worked on Prime 3 was different people, because it was so many years later that they did it. And of course, now the team at Retro Studios is almost entirely different people compared to what worked on these games.
I think that there were still quite a number of people who did all three of them, because ironically enough, a couple days ago, Did You Know Gaming did release like a new video regarding the Metroid series, like lost Metroid games that never really kind of came to be. One of which was like a tactics style Metroid game similar to like XCOM, which the developers thought about after finishing Prime 3.
Okay.
It never really came to be, unfortunately, but it was meant to be like a prequel between when Samus leaves the Chozo and kind of becomes a bounty hunter.
Alright.
You don't directly control Samus, you control a commander, which one of the people from Retro at the time said that they hated the name that they came up with 15 years later.
Which was?
The name, Justin Bailey.
Okay.
Which is a reference to the first Metroid game, where if you put in that password, you, instead of having Samus run around in her power suit, she runs around in a swimsuit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty much a reference to that. But they had like a couple of concept designs for it, including like a sort of in-game concept. And then there were like two other games, one of which was called Valkyries, which was meant to be more of a multiplayer-focused thing based on, what was it, Metroid Prime Hunters and Metroid Prime Prime's 2 multiplayer. And at first it was stopped by Nintendo. Like, they said, no, like, let's not do this at the time, or for now. And then later they actually did revive it, but they changed it into what we now know as Federation Force.
Oh. Well, they should have left it dead, quite frankly.
Well, surprisingly, a lot of people, or I'm not going to say a lot of people, but a number of reviews for the game actually said the game is pretty good. It's just a lot of people focus on what it's not instead of what it is.
Right, yeah. And it's not a Metroid game.
It's one that takes place in the Metroid universe, that's really it.
Yep. So back there I did pick up a new beam. We got the Ice Beam, which is probably one of the least useful in terms of opening new areas and also in combat, I would say. Ice is probably more useful than Wave Beam overall, if I really had to be honest.
I think the best thing about Ice Beam is actually it's I forget what they're called. I know that Power Beam's like Super Missile. I forget what the Ice Beam version is.
The Ice Spreader.
That's it. That's really the only good thing about the Ice Beam. Well, and freezing enemies sometimes.
Freezing enemies, and especially Metroids. I don't know what the hell I landed on, but it sure hurt Samus.
It was a rusty nail.
Can I jump up there from here? You're supposed to be able to with like a special jump, but I don't really know how to do that. Sometimes when you're up against a wall or a slope of some kind, you can kind of get more height than you're supposed to be able to. At the very beginning of the game, that's how I got out of the space jump room, actually, by doing a slope jump.
So, funnily enough, like I did mention earlier how the developers did try to prevent you from getting that space jump early by making it so the dash jump only worked by targeting enemies. What did speedrunners eventually just do? Okay, I'll go to the area towards the temple, and then I'll lock onto the first enemy, and then hold that all the way back.
Yeah, which is as annoying as it sounds. Oh, nice, that's actually a useful item. That's the grapple beam, which will let us swing from grapple points, which is going to unlock a few things. Not nearly as useful item in Prime 2, because it's sort of negated by the screw attack that you can also get, which you can just use the screw attack to go across any gaps that the grapple would actually allow you to normally do. And I'm also going to scan a bunch of these things to give me hints as to, well, just room names really, as to where the rest of the artifacts are at. And I'll read them later whenever I need to. Think I've got all of them. Any of the ones that have an orange marker instead of red are artifacts that are already obtained, and I already have 5 of them, it looks like. So yeah, so we got 7 hints, and I'll read them if I end up needing them. Based on my experience with the randomizer, it's pretty likely that I'm going to get all of the artifacts before I actually need to check the hints.
Aren't you glad the rando devs made that signification to not have to check them if you already got the artifact?
Right, yeah. Let's see, now that I got the grapple beam, there's actually something I can get if I go this way, so I might as well do that. I don't think I can go through the crashed frigate, because I think I need wave beam to do a lot of that, and also gravity suit.
Yeah.
Would be really good for that as well.
If I remember correctly, wasn't gravity suit inside it in vanilla, or am I thinking of something different?
No, it's in the Phendrana Drifts.
Oh, right.
And Nat is telling me I should check donations, so I am going to do that.
I just did.
Yep, thank you, Nat, for putting in $10. Greatly appreciated. You didn't leave a comment, but I guess you can just kind of tell me whatever you want all the time, because we hang out every day.
That's also true. The best part about hanging out with someone every day, they don't have to leave a comment about something, they can just tell you what they want to tell you.
Right, yeah. Looks like this is just a missile, but that's fine. More missiles is a good thing, I guess. Well, it would have been if I had actually gotten the missile.
Aww.
I don't think I'm going to bother trying to get that missile again, because it's just a missile. I don't need to worry about it. So right now I've got 2 things that I could do. I could go fight the first boss in the Chozo Ruins, or I could head back down into Magmoor Caverns and go to the Phendrana Drifts, into the snowy area. I'm wondering which one would probably be the better choice right now.
I say boss fight for more entertainment, because as much as I love the music of Phendrana Drifts, I don't like traveling it.
Yeah, I could agree with that, especially because a lot of Phendrana is taken up by the Space Pirate Labs, which is not a cool area. It's actually very stressful in the vanilla game, especially after you pick up the thermal visor from the Pirate Labs. All of the lights turn off and all the power goes out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just entirely dark pretty much the whole way out.
Mm-hmm. And if I recall, I think you also need wave beam for certain parts of the map too.
Right. You need to use the wave beam to energize doors and stuff like that, because like I said, the power has been turned off. Huh, I can actually check. I can't get this item, but I can check what it is. Maybe? I thought I could check what it is. Oh, it's behind a thing. It's a missile. Okay. Yeah, there's an item in that tree that I currently cannot get because it requires the super missile, but since it is just a regular missile, I'm not too worried about it right this second.
You're doing some Zelda-level peeking right there.
Yeah. Like I said, having the X-ray visor early is kind of nice because you can check certain things like that. There was another missile up on a ledge back there that I could have gotten now that I've got the grapple beam. I shouldn't try to speak before my brain is caught up with my mouth.
That's everybody, to be honest.
Yeah, I've noticed that's a big problem that I have from editing the chain of memory stuff. You could see me pausing, you hear me pausing a lot, trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. That's pretty much what I'm talking about.
Well, let's be honest, though. England is very hard.
Yeah. Trying to find...
I think there was one under it, but you didn't go up high enough. Although I think it might have been an orange one, too.
Okay. I think I've got the two that are on this lower area.
Also, Nat was tempted to call you a human cat bed.
Yes, earlier today I got turned into a cat bed by Precious.
I thought that was going to mean something else, so, okay.
Don't need to worry about those morph ball tunnels because I have space jump. Let's see, and that should... Nope, that's not it. It's this here.
You know, Space Jump has just reminded me of something.
What's that?
Everybody get up, it's time to jump now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jump.
I apologize profusely.
I don't regret it. Nat dropping a picture in the chat for Precious.
Yep. Alright, this is our first boss of the game. This is Flagra. Flagra kinda sucks.
Yeah, Flagra can flock off.
Yeah. He's, not hard in basically any way. That's an interesting spot for those corrosive plants to pop up. The biggest problem with the boss is that every time you damage him, which can only be done with those bomb slots, you have to sit here and watch this very long cutscene. And so we have to do this 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the only other place that you're going to see me do the dashing trick I mentioned earlier, where you can hold R. Because I need to get around to the other side of him. And of course I can dash further by doing that.
Yeah, being like one of the early game bosses, surprisingly, he was actually tough for me. He's mostly annoying, not so much tough, but still.
Right, yeah. It's one of those bosses that the first time you do them, you have a lot of trouble with it.
Mm-hmm.
But once you know what you're doing in both the game and the boss, it just becomes a complete joke that you can do with your eyes closed. Especially for you, because you can actually do some bosses in some games with your eyes closed.
Oh yeah, that's true. However, if you actually want to really cheese this boss, there is a speedrun trick. And I think I've even tried it a few times after I learned about it. You pretty much just jump towards it where the base of the bomb slots are, and while in Morph Ball mode, on top of it, you just launch the bomb and boom, you can actually still hit the slot.
Yeah, there's also a way, because there's another door behind the boss that you normally can't get through. If you happen to come in through that way, the boss does not actually trigger properly, and so the boss itself is not here, but you can still damage it and kill it through the bomb slots, which I think if you try to do that in the normal game, it will actually crash, so don't recommend doing that. But the randomizer removes that potentiality, which is nice.
I'd assume like what you could do is like hit 3 of the bomb slots and then go to the actual entrance to trigger the boss, and then hit the 4th one.
I'm not sure if that would work, simply because it might reset it back to like 1 health or whatever. Or max health, I should say. Reset it back to max health.
Because I feel like I've heard about that, but I don't remember the crashing part.
That was interesting because I laid multiple bombs. Samus got knocked up to the top of that little path there, which I've never seen. Usually she just rolls entirely out of the path. I've never tried to lay multiple bombs like that.
Yeah, speaking of bombs, how is your bomb jumping game?
I can do normal bomb jumps pretty well. I can't do infinite bomb jumps or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I definitely can't do infinite. I could do like the double. I think it was also a triple.
Well, that was a waste of time, but there is another item I can get here, which is probably going to have to be retrieved later because it most likely requires the spider ball. Because what I have to do is actually go out here, and I have to go far enough out of this room that it basically triggers a loading phase to go to the next room. And then you have to get back up, which, like I said, requires the spider ball, which I don't have. So I think what we're going to do now is head down and go to the Phendrana Drifts, like I was talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
There is one other item I could get back in Talon Overworld, but I think the entirety of Phendrana Drifts, or at least what of it that I can do, is worth more than going for one item in the Talon Overworld.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually you want to go for, like, check dense locations, and one item, not exactly a dense location.
Yeah. I probably should have checked it right after getting the grapple beam, because it did become available as soon as I got that, and I was right next to it at the time, but I kind of forgot.
Yeah, that's on you. Whee!
Hi Ray, welcome to the stream. Yes, cat.
Yep, that is a cat.
Cat picture. We'll have to get one of the guys to post that on the video comments or whatever, so people on YouTube can see.
If I remember correctly, that's like a revolving door sort of room. It's like, I space jump. Who cares?
Yeah, it's a series of morph ball paths under the floor with a bunch of Triclops. And it's just like, yeah, I can just jump over this. Why do I care? On the subject of Triclops, though, specifically, I should take out these turrets. Most people probably know that for a lot of randomizers, you'll get a hash. What it's called is basically a series of something to depict what the seed that you've gotten is, to set it apart from a different one so it can be read or know that it's something different from a different one.
And
the hash that I got for this seed is Zoomer Super Triclops.
yeah, I saw that.
And I missed my jump. Yeah, so this is the Zoomer seed.
Okay, Zoomer. Also going with the hashes, it's also helpful for, like, races so that you know that you and your opponent are using the same seed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the hash is like one of the things that are kind of used. Alright, you have a spring ball here.
Yep. And there's the gravity suit, which is nice to get before going into Phendrana Drifts, I guess.
Nice. Now you just need the Phazon Suit, and then you just gotta find the rest of the artifacts.
I will confess that I actually know the room that the Phazon Suit is in, because I wanted to make sure that the seed was not going to be awful. That's the only item that I checked. I don't know where that room is the other thing.
Spar?
I know which area it's in, but I don't know the room specifically. So I did technically cheat a little bit.
Spar, put the spoiler log down!
Alright, I am being called away, so I'll be back momentarily.
Alrighty.
So let's just not talk about the stupid thing that I did.
Oh, okay, what did you do? Now that you brought it up, we have to talk about it.
I muted the capture device audio instead of my mic when I walked away.
Oh, good job, Spar.
Uh-huh, I'm glad I didn't say any fucking vile shit as I was walking away. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Back into it after that. That happened.
Yeah, I just, like I mentioned it earlier about the development cycle of Metroid Prime. I went to go open, or look it up again, because I kind of did want to bring it up a little bit, but I gotta read it over. Because you came back just as I got to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the time, Retro Studios worked on 4 GameCube projects, and Miyamoto visited Retro Studios in 2000, suggesting a new Metroid game after seeing their prototype first-person shooter engine.
Okay.
And then in 2000, early 2001, the 4 games in development were cancelled, one of which was an RPG called Raven Blade,
Okay.
which left Prime the only game in development for them.
Well, I don't know what Raven Blade was, but it sounds interesting just by the name.
There is some sort of like concept trailer stuff that was shown online. I think it did look okay and interesting. Oh, it actually doesn't go into more detail, unfortunately. Last 9 months of development, Retro staff had to work 80 to 100-hour weeks to reach Nintendo's deadline.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yep, that's Nintendo.
And I remember that when Miyamoto did happen to visit, he kind of like took a piece of paper and he drew what looked like a helmet or something, or it was like a bug helmet. So there's like an actual like whole video discussing the whole thing from Matt McMuscles, which if anyone kind of like wants to know about the development cycle, please go ahead and watch that. It's probably better than my explanation. Hey, I'm not lying on that one. But I will also say that the founder of Iguana Entertainment, which was part of Retro Studios as well, or they had an alliance with Retro, he had some very, very bad things happening in the background, where he was using Nintendo's time and resources to do some sort of adult stuff on the side.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Yeah, also nice power bomb.
Yeah, found main power bombs without having to set up these platforms, because normally when you're here, you only have regular jump. You don't have a space jump. But
Oh, yep.
although this other platform is kind of in the way now.
And this is normally where you have Boost Ball. In fact, if I remember, you get Boost Ball before you get Space Jump, and Boost Ball is needed before Space Jump.
Yes, it allows you to use the half pipe that's in the Talon overworld to get up into a higher ledge behind the Samus's ship.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple of things that I can get with main power bombs. Not a lot, but there's a few things that opens. A lot of the things that it opens actually involves combat because power bombs are very, very powerful. Also, hi Ridley.
Hi Ridley.
I guess we're getting in this cutscene.
You think that they would have removed this cutscene?
It is kind of strange. Also, notice that his shadow does not move. The wings aren't flapping on the shadow.
Oh yeah. It's like, why animate the shadows? That's way too much time and effort. Although, in this case, since they have the 80 to 100 hour week crunch, I guess I can't really blame them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Right, don't use Charge Beam when those things are nearby. Forgot about that.
They're just trying to give you a hug. I don't know how they're going to hug you, but they're just trying to give you a hug.
They hug with pain.
It's a shocking type of hug.
I was really hoping I was not going to be hit by that enemy.
Oh, those guys are annoying.
I should just, like, do that.
Shoot them?
Yeah. I mean, the worst part is that they knock you so far to the side when they hit you.
It's kind of funny how they just have such powerful knockback. Maybe it's like Samus accidentally stepped on the ice part of it and slipped off.
Or Mario jumping on a spike kind of thing.
Maybe.
Because they have a spiky top.
Maybe, yeah.
So I'm going to see what this item is. I'm pretty sure if it's not Wave Beam, then it's a soft lock to go in here. Because this is the normal location for the Wave Beam, and I'm pretty sure the door becomes a Wave Beam door once you've grabbed the item or once you've gone in. So not having that means I can't get back out if I go in. But it is worth checking to see what this is. It is, I think that's an energy tank. It's definitely not the Wave Beam, whatever it is.
It's definitely an energy tank. I feel like there should be another exit for that room, but maybe I'm remembering different.
I always recall there being a way out in the back as well, but that's just where the Sheegoth comes in from. I have the vague recollection of there being a path behind the item as well, but no, that's it.
What if it's requires plasma beam because of the ice or something?
No, there's actually nothing else out there.
Oh.
Well, let's see. That's actually all I can do in Phendrana Drifts right now. I am guessing that I'm going to have to go back to Talon Overworld for that one item that I skipped that I should have gotten when I got the grapple beam. This is always the way. I miss one item that I should have gotten earlier, and when I look back, it's like, yeah, you should have gone for that. Why didn't you, idiot?
Having watched, tracked, and commentated many different seeds, mostly Zelda related, yeah, I've seen that happen way too many times.
Mm-hmm. Power Bombs does also open one item in the Chozo Ruins. It also opens an item here, but I know that that item is just missiles. So that's not a big deal.
But here's the real question, do we need more missiles?
Probably. I mean, I have to go that way anyway to get back to Talon Overworld, so I might as well grab it.
Yeah, might as well.
That's what happens when you don't take out those turrets, by the way. They can absolutely fuck Samus up.
Oh, yeah.
Don't jump in the lava. Lava's hot.
Lava is indeed hot. I mean, maybe Samus just wants a hot bath. It's been a long day for her. I will say this with the game overs in the Prime series, they actually like make you feel like bad for like what Samus is actually dying.
Mm-hmm. I've remembered now that there is in fact another item that I can get with power bombs back this way, and I'm really hoping I don't die to the turrets now that I have to go back in here. So I guess I'm going to use this door as sort of a shield.
The rise of the shield hero.
Fun fact. Some people might know this from my previous Metroid Prime Randomiser streams, that Metroids specifically are incredibly weak to doors, and if they touch one, they will instantly die. I don't know why it's like that. I guess so that they can't chase you through a door, because they're probably one of the few enemies that will chase you around like that.
Yeah.
And so one of our chat members, DM Landale, or Dave, as he is also known, made an image edit of Samus holding one of the energy doors like a shield to block from the Metroids, which is great.
Oh my god, that is great.
Yeah, so I came back up here earlier, and this is where I got the ice beam. But there's actually a little thing here that I can destroy with power bombs.
Oh yeah.
Which lets me into this room. And it has the wave beam. Alright.
So now you're not going to be soft locked there. If I remember correctly, that's normally an artifact.
The artifact is in the shrine proper. The thing that is in the powerbomb area, I'm pretty sure is a powerbomb expansion.
Huh.
That's not the way I want to go. Typically, if something requires a powerbomb to pick up, it's going to be an artifact or a powerbomb expansion in vanilla.
Hmm.
And that carries over into later games in the Prime series as well.
Interesting. I never noticed that, actually.
Because they can't hide normal items behind power bombs if it's something for progression. And the logic will know that as well.
Hmm. Especially in the case of like the vanilla game where power bombs are kind of rare. So you don't really want to trap your players into like some weird scenario where they don't have power bombs and they need that item, and now they have to grind until they get one.
See, there are actually situations in this game specifically where that can happen, because enemy drops are dictated, hard-coded basically, into each room and enemy specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were in a room and you need a power bomb to destroy something, typically it will be set up so that you can get a power bomb if you need it in that room. There are some cases where that is not how it works, and so you can keep killing enemies for the rest of time and you'll never get a power bomb off of them, and you'll just have to go somewhere else. From Prime 2 onwards, they did change it so that the enemy drops are actually dependent on your ammo shortage and like how much ammo you might be missing at any point.
Yeah, I was actually about to point out that I remember Prime 2 having like an ammo type of thing where the lower your ammo is for one beam is going to increase your chances of finding that ammo so that you don't get stuck in a bad situation, especially because of the fact that you need those ammos to actually open doors and all that.
The way it works in Prime 2, specifically with the light and dark beam, is that if you defeat an enemy or break a container with one beam, you get ammo for the other. This only applies after you've actually gotten both beams. This is Super Missile. Good. That's actually not a bad item to have there. I'm glad I didn't come back for this earlier, actually. This is the thing that I was talking about coming back for. A Super Missile would not have helped me out that much, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, so...
It was actually... You know what? My progression was actually exactly what I did. Going to get power bombs so I could get the wave beam. And I am now realizing, with a mounting sense of dread, that I have all of the items required to go through the crash frigate.
Yay!
Yay! I hate the crash frigate, it's so awful. On the other hand, there's also a lot I could do in Fendrana Drift, so let's go back there instead. Getting wave beam actually opens up a lot there. Like, a ton. So I'm going to go do that instead, because the crash frigate only has 3 items throughout its entire list of rooms, which is not much at all. Also, I think a lot of... You don't need the thermal visor to get through the frigate, but it helps a lot, and I don't have the thermal visor.
Now in my head, all I can hear is Frash Cricket.
Yeah, basically. I can't go that way because I don't have Spider Ball still, which is probably the next thing on my list for progression, I would say.
Still missing the plasma beam as well, as that's really it for all your progressing items, except for Phazon Suit, but you already know what that is, apparently.
I know the item name, but I don't know or the room name, rather, but I don't know specifically where that room is, because I don't recognize it just by the name.
So that's pretty much going to be where I come in if needed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go check those rooms eventually anyway. I could check one of them now, if I wanted to, because I know where one of the rooms that I think it is back in the Chozo ruins, but I'm just going to wait until I go there naturally.
Also, thank you, Deimos, for saying that it was the handle of the steak knife that hit your big toe and not the other part.
Yeah, if you had actually dropped the blade part of the knife on your toe, I would be questioning why the fuck you're talking in Twitch chat instead of going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that you live in America.
Hey, wait, I live in America.
I also live in America.
Well, fuck.
The joke is healthcare.
Yeah, surprisingly, my job will pay heavily for my healthcare. They're actually that nice about it. But I'm still gonna pay part of it.
Yeah, well. There's one item that I can check what it is, but I can't get it yet, which I didn't think about looking at earlier. See if I can look up and figure out what that item is there. I think I need to be higher up to be able to tell what that is.
You know, looking back at my history with the Metroid series, I realized I played some of the good ones and I played some of the worst ones.
Well, that's an artifact locked behind Plasma Beam.
Okay, we need plasma.
I mean, Plasma was always required.
True.
Because it's, if nothing else, required to get through one of the doors in the impact crater. That is... I believe that is the Wave Buster. Okay.
All I know is that it is one of the special weapon type thingies. I forget what they're actually called in this game, or what they're considered.
They're just beam or missile combos, whatever you would want to call them.
I guess, yeah, missile beam combos.
Yeah, something like that.
Surprisingly, they're actually pretty good, at least from what I remember, except for the plasma beam one. That one is like, you can just skip it. It's okay.
Oh, and there is another artifact locked behind Plasma Beam. Alright then. I guess that's how this seed is gonna go.
Alright, well, plasma is required, not just for living, but for opening ice right now. Wait, that was a different kind of plasma.
Shit. I've actually got to do this, don't I?
Oh, because you don't have Spider Ball.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually had to do this room properly. Let me tell you, jumping on these platforms is actually harder than it looks because a lot of them are kind of slippery on the corners.
I was about to say, you're making it look so easy. Oh, right. Don't you also have to deal with the stupid birds, too?
A little bit, yep.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Alright, that's a missile. Do not drop back down. Because I can go back out this way. Ah, the stupid birds. I think those are actually the zoomers, by the way. That's where the zoomer and the hash comes from, is those little things. Oh, I don't need to do the spinners again, I just need to hit the bomb slot. From the looks of it, we're heading towards... Yeah, we're definitely heading towards our second boss fight. The fact that we got a super missile definitely tells me that. I could head into the pirate labs, but the other thing I could do is go do the boss fight, which has another way to get into the pirate labs that leads to more items. And I think I know which one I want to do.
The boss fight?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to do the boss fight at all.
But when those are your two options...
If I never had to do the boss fight again in my life, I would be happy. But out of the two options of going through Pirate Labs and going through Pirate Labs and getting items quicker, then I would choose, you know, getting the items quicker.
Oh, yeah. The boss is, Thardus, if I remember right?
Yes, yes he is.
Dang, I can't believe I remember that name after so long.
So we've got to break the covering with the super missile and then energize it with the wave beam because the door is turned off. Someone forgot to turn on the lights.
Who forgot to pay the light bill again? Was it Ridley? I swear, Ridley never pays a light bill.
So the sad part is we don't have plasma beam for this fight. The nice thing is, however, we do have super missiles and power bombs, which are very nice for certain parts of this fight.
I remember using an action replay many years ago. I don't know if it was from this one or the second one. I did give myself power bombs early, and I remember that it kind of fucked over a couple of boss fights if you killed them with a power bomb.
There's definitely a few times where you're not expected to have that. Specifically with this fight, if you use a power bomb to take out his final form, which requires a little bit of setup to do, he dies very quickly instead of taking longer to take down. Because power bombs do something like several thousand damage per second or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now he gets mad and throws a tantrum like a little ice baby. And he turns the entire field into a blizzard, which is normally where we would have to use the thermal visor. But we don't have that. So I'm just gonna have to be blind, really.
It's okay. A blind person was able to beat the entirety of Twilight Princess, you can defeat a boss fight easily.
The blizzard is really, honestly, not that bad. It's not that hard to see through. He is blocking a lot of my shots with his arms and stuff, though. There we go. And for those of you that don't know, if you hit him with some normal bombs when he starts rolling around like that, it actually reveals the weak point, so that you don't need to use the thermal visor in order to hit it. Or lock onto it, I guess.
I never knew that. That's news to me, so if I ever play this again, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Bit of a rocky boss fight, honestly. Am I gonna get stoned to death for that?
Maybe just a bit of a cold reception.
Okay, Spar, chill. That's my stick.
Alright, and so now we move on to the last phase. Oh, there's rocks. Oh god, there's rocks.
Of course there's rocks.
I wasn't expecting the rocks.
Terra?
Let's see if I can do this correctly.
Oh no, he's powering up.
Yes! Yeah, if you jump and use a power bomb on his body, I guess, as the last phase really starts and he becomes vulnerable, it just kind of kills him instantly.
Well, you did say power bombs deal like thousands of damage every second or something.
Or like per frame, actually, is what it is, not per second.
Yeah, per frame.
Ah! Alrighty. There's our plasma beam.
Okay, sure.
This is an interesting seed, let me tell you.
Oh, I heard that you need the plasma beam. Here, just take it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we need Spider Ball. We kind of would like the thermal visor.
More energy tanks would be really great, too, because I do not have many.
That's true. And we do have the one in the Shigot room that you didn't get.
That one I'm probably not going to go after just because of how far away it is. Unless I really need to go back to the Chozo Ice Tipple. In which case I might grab it.
Because of another potential item there?
Yeah. Oh right, I don't have Spider Ball.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Can get up there with some funky jumps, but once again, not good enough for that. So hey, you know how we went this way so we could get a back door into labs? Turns out the back door is closed. But hey, we got plasma beam out of it. Oh, I actually can't get out of here without Spider Ball.
Oh no!
Yep, so... But, I mean, it's a good thing that I have grapple beam, because otherwise I would be completely stuck, actually. That would actually have been a 100% soft lock if I didn't have grapple beam. Fortunately, I can do this. Okay. The nice thing is this puts me right next to a save station as well.
Oh, good. So we need 7 more artifacts. We know where 2 of them are.
Mm-hmm. In fact, while I'm here, Truth is in Ice Runs West. That's one of the ones that we saw. That one's in the Gravity Chamber. Okay, I know where that is. We've already got Elder. Wild is in Arbor Chamber. Trying to think of what Arbor Chamber is. I don't recognize that room. Oh, Talon Overworld Arbor Chamber. Okay, I know what that is. That's at the top of Root Cave, and that requires Plasma Beam. No, that's not what Arbor Chamber is. Arbor Chamber is the other way, which means I'm probably going to have to go through the mines to get there. Okay, Burn Dome, I think, is the Incinerator Drone. Which, yeah, I never went back that way, shit. I never actually went to fight the Incinerator Drone.
Well, guess we have a reason to actually go kill it.
Alright, Sun is in the Control Tower, which is alright, that's fine. Phendrana Drift's Transport Access. Spirit is in Phendrana Shorelines. None of them are in the Phazon Mines. That's interesting. That's so fascinating to me. Because all of my seeds have been like that.
I'm gonna call it your Phazon Suit. Well, you already know, so you can actually tell me I'm wrong. I was gonna say your Phazon Suit is vanilla.
No, it's not vanilla, because it's actually in Chozo Ruins.
Oh.
If it were vanilla, I would not be doing this seed, because I would have re-rolled to a different one. I rolled several seeds and checked all of them for where the Phazon Suit was, and pretty much if any of them had Phazon Suit in the mines, I re-rolled, because that's just not fun to get through the whole game and then still have to go through all of Phazon mines for the suit.
I will say I kind of hated the mines because of it was like sort of like checkpoint starvation there, so you kind of had to go in and just hope that you don't die.
Alright, Triclops. We found the Super Triclops. This is him. We found the Super Triclops. Alright. I really had trouble getting into that little spot.
Other than that, I actually did like the mines, because it's like, okay, we gotta test your ability to actually fight. Do you have this beam? Do you know that this beam is the weakness? Triclops, stop grabbing him!
This is probably for a missile. I'd be happy if it's an energy tank, though.
And then we find out it's actually a thermal visor.
It was just a missile.
Yeah.
I don't think it could have been thermal visor because you, according to game logic, need thermal visor to see the little access points to turn things on with the wave beam. And as far as the game is concerned, I can't do that on my own. But if you know where the things are, then you can just shoot them without the thermal visor.
Okay, so at least it's friendly logic.
The logic, as far as I know, says that it can't put thermal visor behind something that needs the thermal visor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually that's how logic will go. Like, even some of the Zeldas, it's like, oh, there's a bow. The only way that a bow will be locked behind a bow check is if you can access a bow before that.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're playing with glitch logic or no logic. Which in that case, what the hell is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we didn't need to fight that guy at all. He just gets squished. I can't actually go any further that way. I don't know why I came this way at all. The only way I can go out of here is the mines.
For a second, I read that as Night Core Tunnel, and I was like, I have heard the Norfair theme like as a Night Core in Europe. It's not bad. It's actually really good.
I take it back. I can go out the other way. Now that I think about it, because I have space jump and the gravity suit. I can jump out of the lava to get across one of those rooms. But I think going to the mines is the correct choice right now. Maybe. Because this is not going to take me to the entrance of the mines. Also, I'm going the wrong way. This is actually one of the rooms where you need a power bomb, and I'm pretty sure the enemies do not drop one.
Oh, that's nasty.
Speaking of that exact scenario that I just described,
You have no power bombs.
I have no power bombs. So I guess I'm jumping across the lava, like I said a minute ago, because that's all I can do right now.
Oh, Spar.
Funny thing about this game, nope, this is also not the correct way. The ammo refill stations in this game only refill your missiles. In Prime 2, and I would assume Prime 3, they refill all your different types of ammo, which I guess is a bigger thing in Prime 2 because your beams have specific ammo.
Yeah.
That's not really that much of a problem for Prime 3. I could do the puzzle in this room if I really wanted to, but it takes a really long time and it's only one item. Without a hint, I really don't want to do that. Also, I can't do it right now because I don't have Spider Ball. I'm so used to having Spider Ball by now.
Oh, yeah. I know that room. You can actually do it without Spider Ball.
You can, but I can't.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember I used to do it quite often just so I had all 4 beams as soon as possible.
Yeah, the top of that room that we were talking about is the vanilla location for the plasma beam. Normally you need Spider Ball to get across there, but because I can just jump through it, not a big deal. I guess I'm going to go to the top of Root Cave and get what's there, and then I think I should probably go finish up what I can in Chozo Ruins first. And then go through Crash Frigate, because there's a bunch of stuff that I can do in the ruins.
Yeah, especially now that you got more stuff, so...
I could almost full clear the ruins at this point. Although for some things I will need to pick up some power bomb drops. One of the rooms I'm thinking about does have an enemy that guaranteed drops power bombs, because you just kind of can't do anything there if it doesn't.
Oh, time to get some power bombs then.
I have to climb to the top of this. I like that the plasma beam destroys those enemies that are otherwise only vulnerable to missiles, just because of how powerful the plasma beam is.
Well, it's hot. It likes to melt things.
If I recall correctly, the plasma beam was meant to be a mining tool. Come on, Samus. Samus didn't jump at the edge of the platform. This is why I always say all 3D platformer games, even if they have other things going along with them, like this is more a first-person shooter than anything else. Any game that requires moving around platforms in 3 dimensions needs what we call coyote frames, where you have a moment of being able to jump after just barely stepping off of the platform, named after the great Wile E. Coyote. Which is a name that I have only heard in the Hat in Time speedrunning community. I've never heard Coyote frames mentioned in any other place.
I was about to say, wait, you don't know about Wile E. Coyote?
Yes, of course I know about Wile E. Coyote. So I was right about that being where the Artifact of Wild was. thinking about where I need to go now. I could climb back up and do that. I think that's what I want to do. I want to climb back up to the room where Flogger was, because there's another item that I can do there now.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't do that. I don't have Spider Ball. Fuck. I am so used to having Spider Ball by this point in a randomizer.
I feel like the game is trying to tell you, Spar, Crash Frigate is where you need to go.
It definitely seems to be the case. There's definitely some things this way that I want to grab, and potentially check if this is the room where a Phazon Suit is as well. Because this might be it, right over here. Well, not right here, but not too far from here.
I will say I do love the level design of Prime, though.
Oh yeah. I would say I still don't have any fucking power bombs. I really need to get some power bomb refills. There's an item there. Alright. Is this Phazon Suit? No. Okay. So this is not where that room is. Do I need to do this room?
Oh, I think I recognize this room.
That is a power bomb expansion.
You're debating if you actually want to go for it, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for it.
You kind of need it, so... Yep, this is one of the rooms I thought it was.
Yep. Since I have the X-ray visor, I will always be able to see these Chozo ghosts, because otherwise they disappear randomly as they move around.
Clearly, they like playing Ryu and Ken Street Fighter.
Alright, I think it's time to go find Spider Ball now, because I keep thinking I have it and I don't. Holy shit.
Oh no!
I think it's time to go find Spider Ball now.
Spider Ball, where the hell are you, Spider Ball?
How many items have I gone for where I thought I had Spider Ball, but I didn't? It's got to be, like, at least 10 by now.
I was going to actually say it's about somewhere between 4 to 6.
Feels like it's been a lot more than that.
Probably has.
Alright, where is Incinerator Drone? Incinerator Drone is that way.
Yeah, that's a large portion of the map that hasn't been explored yet.
A lot of that requires Spider Ball. Requires Spider Ball to do anything meaningful with it, I guess is a better way to look at things. I can get to some of that, but I can't do a lot with it.
So pretty much we've reached the bottleneck of the seed.
Sort of. There's definitely a couple things I can do this way, not least of which is Incinerator Drone. So I'm definitely doing that. And if this is my Spider Ball, then I'm going to be mad, because I can do Incinerator Drone as soon as I got bombs. Oh, there's finally a power bomb refill.
Nice.
Why is that even hard-coded into this room?
Just in case, I guess? I don't know.
That's so strange.
Well, you know what that means, right? Now you have to go all the way back and go open up that wall.
No, it sure don't.
Fine, go back later.
I will go back later, yeah. This is the incinerator drone, which is entirely impervious, except for a tiny little thing that pops up from the top of it, which I have to shoot when it pops up and is otherwise just a waiting game.
Please tell me that the randomizer kind of made it so it's less of a waiting game.
The thing that the randomizer can do can make it so that... Grabbing that in the meantime. The RNG of how often this thing pops up is deterministic. So what that means is it's kind of generated on the spot, I think. Which makes it more fair for races.
Also, nice, another power bomb pickup.
Mm-hmm. And as you keep fighting the drones, the wasps will come down. I'm pretty sure that these games are part of the reason that I'm scared of bees, just because of all the wasps in them.
Are we sure it's not because of Nicolas Cage?
Considering I've never seen that movie.
You haven't even seen the scene?
No, I haven't. What does Incinerator Drone give me? Incinerator Drone gives me the thermal visor. Okay.
Okay, so kinda required.
Yeah. Definitely nice to have, one way or the other. Again, could have had this earlier. Not a big deal that I didn't, actually. I'd much rather have X-ray visor early than thermal, if I had to choose between the two. This part is so nice in the randomizer, because the cutscenes are removed, so you just kind of get to just go straight through everything.
Oh yeah, that makes it so nice.
Also, because I waited to do this until after Flagra, all the water is clean and it's not poison and won't hurt me.
That's even better. Man, Samus is really ballin' if you think about it.
I will kick you out of this stream.
I'm sorry, don't do that.
But can't do anything with that spider ball track, which is a lie because I can. But I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But I can get that item there. You can jump up the spider ball track because it has some really wonky collision. See if I can show it off just a little bit real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain spot where you can kind of stand. I'm sure this looks great on the stream.
It does look a little bit awkward.
Yeah. There's some kind of collision on it that you can stand on and get up to the little morphball tunnel. I'm trying very hard not to say ball hole, by the way.
Yeah, because if I recall, going through there is where you would in vanilla get the ice beam, and that's also another thing I just would do casually for fun.
Alright, so it looks like... I'm thinking, if I had to guess, I think this room right here is where the Phazon Suit is.
Okay.
Either that or it's in one of these little rooms. Off of here. It's probably this one right here, actually. Just based on the name and by the fact that I know it's in... It might be this one. Pretty much any of these spots here. Because some of these I know the room names and some of these I do not. So Phazon Suit's probably in one of those.
Now the big question. Do you need Spider Ball?
For a lot of them, yes. Otherwise, just to be able to get to them. One of these elevators is from Talon Overworld, and one of them is from the mines, and the one from Talon Overworld requires coming from the mines. So you know what that means.
We're going to the frigate.
Yes, we have to go through the frigate to get through the mines, and I can get there faster because there's a little thing that the randomizer does.
Oh.
As you might have noticed, by holding L and R while clicking no at a save station, it takes me back to the start point.
I did not notice that.
Yeah. It's a nice little soft lock prevention thing, so that if you can ever make it to a save station, you can always escape from the area you're in. Of course, this is not considered in logic at all, because you can do it from anywhere at pretty much any time.
It's pretty much like, as you said, it's a soft lock prevention measure.
And it just helps us get back here faster, because otherwise it would have been a fairly long trip. It wouldn't have been too long, but it would have taken a few minutes to get back here.
It would have been a, hey Flame, can you just cut this part out so we can get there faster?
Yeah, kind of. I don't think it would have been that long.
Yeah. Also, you got grapple beam, so you can just swing all the way over.
Yep. You just grab that by jumping to it, since I have gravity suit. I didn't have that last time I was here. It's actually easier to just jump up over here, I think, because Samus just kind of didn't grapple onto the other target.
Yeah. That's also another thing I like about the game, like, enemies like with electrical attacks or something kind of like give you the static look on your visor.
Which was actually revealed recently in a tweet I saw. The static that you see is actually the game's machine code displayed, because it provided an appropriate level of randomness when displayed that it kind of just looks like static.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Which is really cool. Because they couldn't get the limited memory of the GameCube to run everything that's going on and a good-looking texture for what they wanted the static to look like. And so they were like, okay, instead of making a texture, let's just put the literal machine code of our game on the screen. And it worked out. Also crabs.
Crab rave!
And this room is the main reason that I absolutely fucking hate the Space Pirate frigate. Or the Crash frigate, I guess I should say. Because it is a pain and a half to get around. Especially if you don't have the gravity suit.
It's a frigate pain in the ass.
Alright.
You have to let me have that one because it's actually true.
Yeah, I mean, I was mostly just paying attention. Not really.
I know.
Yeah. Nope. X-ray visor is not what I want. Again, because we're in a crashed spaceship, all the power has been turned off. And so we need to use the wave beam to power certain things. Turns out one of the things, as I keep using the wrong visor, was actually right there all along, and I missed one. Because there's 4, not 3. I like how you can see the little fish floating around.
Yeah.
Because they have heat on the thermal visor.
Yeah, it's a really nice touch when even just like the small details like that are shown.
There we go. Alright. That's a save station, which was there on the frigate originally, and remains active here.
somehow.
How's the randomizer so far? Spider Ball. Spider Ball is how the randomizer is so far.
Yeah, currently we're bottlenecked by a spider ball from completing everything else.
This is like the other room. That's the reason why I hate the frigate. Because sometimes these jumps just don't work. Once again, the platforms are just a little bit slippery for some reason. Also, nice jump scare.
Oh yeah, just the dropping of the dead pirate. Hey Kuro.
Hey, Kuro. There was probably multiple of these things as I was climbing, wasn't there? That I have to now go back for.
Yep.
I didn't actually want to do that, but hey, I scanned something in a randomizer. You don't see that every day.
New creature!
Is there anything else that I needed to hit, or was it just those two?
Kuro's just pop in and say hello before going back to work. Well, get back to work!
Ah, yes, it was 3 of them. Okay. It's probably all the way down at the bottom, so away we go.
I mean, no surprise, rule of 3 and all that.
Yeah, basically. Yep, it was all the way down there on the broken elevator.
Of course.
Nice, I hope you're enjoying your new desk, Kuro. I am really happy with the desk that I currently have. It's a corner desk, so it's got like the main section and then a part off to the side, which is really helpful because I keep a lot of shit on my desk. It means I can continue keeping a lot of shit on my desk and also have room for my cat because she likes to use the desk to get to the window.
Of course. Yeah, I got like a single sort of big desk, but mostly I just have my 3 monitors and my keyboard up there. But I do have enough space to like put a plate of food if I need, so I don't have to worry about that.
I think the one of these that's breakable is down in the water, if I remember correctly.
Hey gang, can we just break them all? No.
It is this one. And it has a missile. Ah, right, of course. There's more things I need to shoot. Why did I not expect this?
You know, if the wave beam generates enough electricity to power on stuff, how come we're not getting shocked?
Samus's suit can control it. It's more like if it generates that much power, how does shooting enemies with it not completely fry them?
Yeah. Spar and I asking the real questions around here.
I have a feeling that the frigate itself is going to have nothing. It's more that there's going to be stuff on the other side that I need to get to. And you guys must have been sitting here waiting for a very long time for me to come through here. Just so that you can die.
Plasma's so hot the water can't cool it off. Wait, was that the ice beam? Are you trying to cool off the generator?
It was the ice beam, and I hit that by accident.
Yeah. Alright, see you, Kuro.
See you later, Kuro. Thanks for stopping by. By the way, I just now realized this was the case. Notice that even though we have the gravity suit, that our morph ball is still the Varia suit.
Oh.
The reason for that being that because we don't have the spider ball, the game doesn't see that we have the next suit, because there is no model for the Varia suit morph ball without the spider ball.
And all those bomb jumps just for a missile.
Yep. Lots of failed bomb jumps too, which I'm a little upset about.
Bomb jumping is hard.
Open.
Open, says Spar.
Why did you target that one? What? Sometimes game is weird.
Yes. The lock-on just reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 3 lock-on, where it's like, I'm trying to lock onto this enemy that's nearby. Why is the game trying to make me attack an enemy that's like 5 yards away?
Yeah, that happens a lot in FF14, where clicking tab to go to the next enemy, rather than giving you one that's nearby, will give you one that's like as far away as possible, like at the very edge of your draw distance or whatever.
That's really weird.
That goes down to the mines, so let me get the rest of the stuff that's up here first. I can tell which elevator that is because it goes down instead of up, and down means it's going to the mines. Up would mean it's going up to the Chozo ruins, I believe. Unless this is the ruins? No, this is Talon Overworld still. This is also the vanilla location for the X-ray visor.
Mm-hmm. There's also a spiral mountain of spider ball tracks.
Which, as per usual, I can't really do much with. I think you can stand on those? Maybe?
Yes, you can.
Again, logic says that I can't, though.
Yeah, because I definitely remember speedrunners would also jump on those tracks.
Mm-hmm. Because it's faster than using the spider ball, and if you don't have it, because you've skipped it or whatever, then, yeah. So this is where we find out if this is one of the rooms where Phazon Suit could be. This is the room where Phazon Suit is. So this is the antechamber.
Alrighty, we found it. Okay.
So all we're missing now is Spider Ball, which is not completely necessary in terms of it being an item I need to finish the end of the game, but I probably need it to get some of those artifacts. In fact, I know 100% that I'll need it to get some of those artifacts. So yeah, actually I've followed the logic pretty well to get here, aside from pushing off the crashed frigate as long as I did. If I had gone to that a little bit earlier, rather than going back into Chozo ruins, probably would have been a little bit better off, but even then, I think that's fine.
I gotta ask, like, what is your favorite suit design for Samus?
I really like the Phazon Suit. Varia Suit in general is just really nice. I also like... I kind of like the Dark Suit from Prime 2. I really like the Light Suit. I don't like the PED suit that's in Prime 3 that much. And it's the only one that you get. So, yeah.
I do agree with the Phazon and the Dark Suit. Like, the darker colors just look really good. Varga's suit, it also looks good, but it's also mostly because of, like, that is the iconic suit look for Samus.
Yeah, the light suit that has shin guards that can stab an eye out.
I can't say I like the design of the light suit in 2. I like its ability to just be able to fast travel places, but that's it.
Fast travel and be able to actually enter water normally.
Yeah.
The dark water. I think I'm going to have to go into the mines. Because, again, there's just a couple things that I could try. Yeah, I can't do much there, at least not in logic. Can't do anything here out of logic. Yeah, anything that requires Spider Ball now, I can do some of it out of logic, and some of it I can't do at all. That item I could get, Watery Hall. I probably should have checked that while I was over there. Even though I didn't have Spider Ball to grab this one in Dynamo. Because I can get the one in Watery Hall. I wish I could have gotten the item in Magma Pool. But I didn't have a fucking Power Bomb.
Wanna know what would be hilarious?
Hmm?
What if that's where the Spider Ball is?
And Magma Pool? Yeah. Why did I not check this? Fuck. I should have gone to check these 2 items. Ah, jeez. I'm mad about that.
Back to Chozo Ruins, then?
I think... Let me think about Phazon Mines, because Phazon Mines is going to expect me to have Spider Ball in a lot of places. That doesn't mean it can't be there. That's certainly not what that means. It does mean, however, that it's not likely to be there.
If I remember correctly, isn't Spider Ball in the mines in Vanilla, or am I thinking of a different item?
No, Spider Ball is actually on Thardis in Vanilla.
Oh, right. It's Thardis.
I'm okay with this map. It is kind of confusing, especially when you have multi-layered areas. But for the most part, I'm pretty okay with the map. I think as a 3D representation of a map, this is honestly not bad. If you really want to be confused by the map in this game, watch someone play a room randomizer. Where everything is completely jumbled up.
Yeah, having watched a number of different door/room randomizers, they can get pretty crazy. Funnily enough, like, we did do Resident Evil 2 during October, and shortly after I did that, there was an update to the randomizer, and I think it was actually a new version, or like a new RE2 randomizer that includes door randomizer.
Oh, okay.
And I did watch someone a few weeks ago, and they actually did, I think, 3 total randomizers, because the first 2 were beaten within 30 minutes. Yeah, like, they found the exit within the first 10 minutes in the first one, and then 20 minutes in the second one.
So I think what I'm going to do is do as much of Chozo Ruins as I can right now. And if I've got to do that later, I'll do it later. The nice thing is I don't think any of these rooms are soft locks if I don't have Spider Ball.
Another ghost room.
It is another ghost room.
Yeah.
I normally need Spider Ball to do that, but because I can jump up there, whatever. Like I said, I can do that out of logic, it's fine. There's really no reason to save that until later, if I can just do it now.
I said before, logic is just a suggestion.
Mm-hmm. I think this is actually the first place in vanilla where the Chozo ghosts appear, so that's why there's only one.
Yep. And then more appear as you do more stuff in this room.
Well, they appear in other areas. I don't think any appear in this room as you do more stuff.
I remember that more do spawn as you open up new paths.
Not in this room, no. If you leave the room and come back, you'll get 3 spawns.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens.
If Nintendo stuck with cartridge for their next system, could they manage to achieve SSD level of performance?
They would have to optimize their games first.
Oh, yeah.
Because, that's a problem, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And without saying anything, I think we already know an example that was recent.
Mm-hmm. Both of these were just missiles. Oh well. I don't think the wave beam door actually does anything. It allows you to get out of here, but the way out that it takes you is not the way that I want to go. So it doesn't matter. I mean, the problems with Pokemon had a lot to do with the Pokemon Company and Game Freak and Nintendo. I think they were all to blame for that one in some way. So I don't want to stick it on one single company. That's an energy tank. Can I think this all requires Spider Ball. Yeah.
Yeah, that will definitely require Spider Ball. As for Pokemon, I put less blame on the developers because I know for a fact that they don't want the game to be that buggy of a mess. It's just they are being forced to make deadlines, so they kind of have to.
Yeah, for sure. I don't blame any developers for anything that happens for stuff like that to Pokemon. When I say that I put some of the blame on Game Freak, I'm putting blame on the people in charge of Game Freak that are making those decisions.
Yeah.
Or accepting the decisions that other people are making. That's another missile. Okay, so there was nothing here. I'm going to go check Watery Hall. I'm basically going to clear as much as I can before going into mines, because going into mines without Spider Ball sounds like not a good idea.
Yeah. And then watch, eventually we're just going to have to go to mines so that we find it right in the early parts of it.
If I don't find Spider Ball by the top of the hour, I'm just going to check the spoiler log for it. Because I think at that point I've spent enough time searching for one item that I can afford that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have done that on a couple of different randomizer games where it's like, okay, I'm done trying to figure where the hell this item is, or this ability is. Where the hell is it?
I've done a few. I did one for KH2 where I was absolutely certain, 100% positive, that I had data fights turned off, but 2 of my proofs were on data fights.
Oh.
So that wasn't fun. Also, I think I mentioned it when we were here before, but this item I can actually get while the water is still poisoned, but it hurts.
Oh yeah, you did. More missiles, though.
Yep, more missiles. We're over 100 now. Can't get the other thing that requires Spider Ball there, of course. That's Spider Ball. I guess we're going back to Magma Pool. I complained about doing this earlier, but I can't do this without Spider Balls, so... Once again, forgetting. There's a way to jump up there without it, but I'm not good at it. I can certainly do the data fights in KH2. I just don't like to. Because when I'm playing a randomizer, I'm not expecting to get a whole lot of level ups and good abilities and stuff that are going to allow me to be able to handle fights like that. Unless I'm doing an enemy randomizer or boss randomizer, in which case they can kind of be anywhere and they're much easier to fight because they're probably going to be randomized into a location where they have low HP.
Yeah. I'm okay with the data fights if it's not certain ones. Cough Luxord, cough Demix, cough Marluxia.
Marluxia is probably the one that I'm mostly fine with, depending on what level I'm at.
For me, though, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the one where I will not do data fights for checks.
Yeah, I still have not played those because I never bought the Remind DLC. Still waiting on it to come to PC. That isn't the Epic Game Store. Seeming like that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it. Especially considering Final Fantasy VII Remake came out after Kingdom Hearts 3 appeared on the Epic Game Store, and then got a Steam release even before KH3 did.
I can't do that. Pirate Labs? Pirate Labs is a thing.
That's true, we haven't done that.
I don't think any of this requires Spider Ball.
Not that I recall.
I agree with that. Fuck Epic Games. They suck.
Speaking of, apparently Saints Row 4 Re-Elected is available for free, which, Saints Row 4, pretty good. But apparently, from what I heard, the Steam version still requires you to download the Epic Game Store client.
I already have Saints Row 4 with all the DLC on Steam. That does not require me to download EGS. So, no.
Fuck that. I didn't actually own it, so I'm like, I'll just get it, that way I can have it.
Oh, that was the lower platform, I guess.
One day I hope someone does make a randomizer for Saints Row 2, because Saints Row 2 randomizer could be pretty bonkers. Especially considering, like, Grand Theft Auto games have randomizers. They're not called randomizers, they're called rainbow-misers.
Okay.
They're hilarious to watch because of, like, what can happen.
Alright.
The other thing, which is something I've been watching lately, is called Chaos Mod, where after a specific amount of time, a randomized effect can occur. And it could be something simple like changing the weather or increasing the game speed or the game clock speed or giving you specific weapons.
Yeah, I've seen some of the Chaos Mod stuff or like mods that people have done that like change gravity. And when I say change gravity, I don't just mean change the strength of it. I mean they can change the direction of gravity.
Yeah. I'm watching a more recent video that was uploaded, I want to say like the past couple weeks actually, so the stream for it was done somewhat recently, and I'm seeing effects that I've never seen before. One of which is just simply table.
Alright.
Which drops a table in front of you.
Yeah, alright.
And it has the sound effect from that song. There's also like a smooth criminal, or you've been struck by, and then it causes a truck to chase after you.
Oh, alright. Interesting.
You have Dark Suit already? We found the Phazon Suit not too long ago, actually, so...
Yeah. I kind of knew where it was. Notice that we still have the Varia Suit in Morph Ball because we still don't have Spider Ball.
Yeah. Where the hell is Spider Ball?
Yeah, I thought that was probably going to run me directly into one of the puffers. Oops. What do you need to beat the game? Currently, the only thing I really need left to beat the game is the artifacts. But I will probably need Spider Ball to get some of the artifacts. And so we're looking for the Spider Ball mainly. I know all of the none of the artifacts are in Phazon Mines. I know that much because of the hints that I got. Which kind of sucks because it means that Spider Ball is the only important item in Phazon Mines, which I think is really terrible. The fact that there's only one important item in that whole huge fucking area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of the artifacts are randomized too. Everything's randomized. The only thing that didn't get randomized is the fact that I start with Morph Ball and the Charge Beam. Those are the only things that did not get shuffled into new places. And I do that just because Morph Ball and Charge Beam are going to be two of the first items I get anyway. I might as well just go ahead and give them to myself and make the items that I'm picking up more interesting. And if I don't get Charge Beam and Morph Ball early on, then the seed is an absolute pain in the fucking ass. I've done seeds where I don't get Charge Beam for like 2 hours, or one where my bombs were in Phazon Mines. Which is like, how is that even possible? But it happened.
Oh, logic be damned.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to labs. I could go to Chozo Ice Temple and get the thing that requires Phazon Beam. I should. I really should. I shouldn't just run past it.
You shouldn't, yeah.
God damn it. Oh, they definitely deserve to be part of the main canon. I don't think there's any reason to take Prime out of the main canon. It's not like they contradict anything.
We didn't make it, therefore it's not canon.
But they're continuing to make Prime games even if Nintendo's not the one making them. So clearly they accept some form of Prime as canon, or else they wouldn't allow them to keep being made.
Yeah.
Also, it's not like the Metroid canon is that interesting either, considering it has fucking Other M in it.
Oh, jeez, yeah, you got a good point there.
If we're worried about like what's in the canon, then we should really be worried about that.
Other M itself isn't too bad, it's just the fact that Other M leaves out a lot of really important details to explain shit.
It's just kind of not a good story in a not that good game.
Mm-hmm. I know like a lot of people complained about the moment like when Samus sees Ridley and just goes into like, oh my god, I can't do anything mode, and then compare it to like, look at Super Metroid, look at this, look at that. It's like, yeah, but that's not how PTSD works.
Also, Super Metroid I'm pretty sure happens after this game. I'm pretty sure this is like the second game in the timeline. Because if you notice, the cutscenes that are in Other M are from Metroid 2 and Super Metroid.
Yep.
Those are the things that are happening there, and so that's the most recent thing that's happening in Other M. I'm gonna go grab this energy tank. Or, well, I'm gonna attempt to grab the energy tank, but it's gonna do this instead. Nice thing. Plasma beam.
Good old plasma beam.
I don't have to worry about breaking the shield. I can just melt them from the inside out.
have to worry about breaking the shield. I'll just break the shield, I guess. But with plasma.
Can you randomize enemies? Sort of. There's options in the randomizer, I think, to also... Hi, Powerbomb. Powerbomb's good at killing things. There's settings for the randomizer to change the size of enemies. That was a skipped cutscene. That's why Samus turned around instantly right there. So you can make Samus or any of the enemies extremely small or extremely large. Note that doing that will probably cause issues in some form, especially changing Samus's size. The thing in the Ice Temple was only a missile, but I did kind of want the energy tank. The bad part is now that I've done that, hey, you know what? There's a couple artifacts here. I should go ahead and grab those.
Yeah, you might as well.
The bad thing is that the baby Sheegoths will now appear in that little main area, which is not that big of a problem. At least they're not Grinchlers.
Which ones are the Grinchlers again?
Grinchlers are the ones from Prime 2 that have shields on their back to break, and also can use the grapple beam for some reason.
Oh.
Or maybe that I'm thinking of just the Grapple Guardian.
No, I think I know which ones you're talking about. They do have a grapple beam-like attack.
I think they fire lightning, that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, that one's just an energy tank. Where was... Oh, okay, I know where the one that was an artifact was. I have to go through that room anyway, so I'll pick it up there. I'm happy with more energy tanks, though. I will definitely take that.
Of course.
I can very easily... With my health right now, I could very easily die to, like, Ridley or the final boss. That's how much damage they do.
Yeah. That's like the only thing I think I would dislike is like the amount of damage, because even Ridley caused me trouble with a lot of health.
Ridley is much easier in the trilogy version of the game, which is why I wanted to get that version working more than anything else. In this version, he doesn't attack once he lands after you burn his wings, where he will dash at Samus, and you have to shoot at his mouth to stun him, but he'll block his mouth with his hand. And if you are locked onto him, his hand will block your shot so that you can't stun him. But in the trilogy version, they fixed that so the hand is not blocking him while you're locked on. So that's just, like, objectively better no matter how you feel about the controls, as far as I'm concerned.
True, true.
I could definitely make an argument for trilogy being worse because of some of the patches they made to speedrun tricks and stuff like that. But, yeah.
All I'm going to say is please don't ruin speedrun tricks.
Oh, I don't need to do this again.
I know that there have been some games before that have actually made patches that remove speedrun tricks, and then there's other that games where they just embrace it.
And there's some games where they say they support speedrunners and will not patch stuff, and then they do that anyway. No, I'm totally not thinking of any game in particular. No, I'm not bitter. Why are you asking?
I'm going to have to say, let me guess, Hat in Time?
Hat in Time. Yeah, they definitely said for a long time that they supported speedrunners and were not going to patch any speedrun tricks, and then they did a whole lot of patching of speedrun tricks. A lot of them were brought back, to be fair, and these are things that are not like someone's going to run into them randomly during a casual playthrough. These are things where you had to go out of bounds to get to some of them. It's not a thing that a random person's going to run into.
Yeah, it's pretty much you have to be trying to do this to actually do it.
So welcome to the Space Pirate Labs. I hope you like Space Pirate music.
Do 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 do.
It's really awesome to walk in here with the Phazon suit, though.
Yeah. Intruder alert.
This is another room where I kind of have a sort of Mandela effect memory of there being another exit. And I think it's because of that little door that popped up that the pirates were coming out of. For some reason, I remember being able to go through there. But it's not true.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely sounds familiar, because I feel like I tried that too.
Hello, Shadow Reaper? God, I can't read your name.
Yep, Shadow Reaper.
Half of your name is a color that does not work on the dark version of Twitch.
It works perfectly fine on my end, but yeah, it's Shadow Reaper 133.
Yes, welcome to the stream. Why am I using plasma for everything? Because it's very, very powerful.
Yep.
It is the strongest beam that I have. Except for the fact that Ice Beam freezes stuff, and then you can destroy them with a missile. But that requires spending a missile. If I can do it without a missile, why would I not?
I mean, you have over 100 missiles. I'm sure you can spare a missile.
You are right, but what if I don't want to?
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
You're not wrong. Imagine your entire job is to just sit on the ceiling and wait for Samus to come by, and then you get incinerated before you even touch the floor. This is just a missile, but I might as well while I'm here.
Great, you have more missiles that you can spend to destroy enemies, or I guess in your case, just hold on to.
Yeah. It'll be really nice for super missile and stuff like that, at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hello, suddenly pirate. Always forget about that guy. What the fuck is going on? What the hell was he doing? My dude was bouncing around like a pinball.
Oh my god. I think he fell. He's like, "No, I'm coming after you, Samus," and then tried to jump slash you.
Alright. So this is another room where you don't have to do all of this mess to actually progress. You can do a lot of these jumps without having to do this, but once again, I am just not that good.
The pirate used the Royal Guard dash from DMC4. Okay.
I have actually climbed this room without doing these things before, because I'm pretty sure I've gone through this room without Boost Ball. But boy, is it not fun.
Oh, I imagine it isn't.
It requires a very precise, at least for me, scan dash at the top in order to make it across a large gap. And despite me being able to do the one at the very beginning of the game, I am actually really bad at scan dashing. Also, hey, cutscene. There's no cutscene here. Because the cutscene is skipped, it just kind of happens during gameplay. Or maybe it always happens during gameplay and I'm remembering wrong.
No, I don't remember it happening during gameplay.
Okay. What is this item? This is the vanilla location for Super Missile, which is actually optional in this game, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, it doesn't have any actual use, but it's... You practically get it anyway.
It's useful for grabbing like a few items that are behind things that require a super missile to get. But there's no doors and there's no bosses that require it. It's just kind of a thing like, why would you not grab it? And you'll be much worse off if you don't grab it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is the room with one of the artifacts, which is, again, French vanilla, because this room normally has an artifact. So that funny jump that I did right there actually got around an enemy trigger.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was like, wait, where are the enemy? All right, you can skip this.
Uh-huh. Yep. This one is Artifact of the Sun, which is sort of ironic because we're in the snowy world. That one might even be vanilla. Can you check where the Artifact of the Sun is in vanilla?
Sure.
Actually, no, I know where that one is. That's in the sun chamber, because there's a room that's literally called the Sun Chamber.
Chozo Ice Temple is where the Artifact of the Sun is.
Oh. So it's still ironic. It's just ironic in a different way. There's also normally a cutscene there where the Metroid breaks out, but you have to do it yourself because the cutscene is skipped. And then you have to wait for that guy to break that window. I think if you end up coming through this room the opposite way, because that's a thing you can do if you end up coming through the opposite way, going through the opposite way allows you to go through the opposite way. Spar is very good at words.
Words are hard.
Finally, a powerbomb expansion, Jesus. I was going to say, if you go through the back way, that window is already broken. So you don't need to, like, do anything with that. What's the item over there? That's an energy tank. Yeah, this is easy enough. I should do this, even though I hate this little path. I hate trying to navigate little things like this when they don't put the camera directly behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to move in a straight line when you're moving on a diagonal is way harder than it sounds.
Oh no, I think I've done that so many times and have fallen off so many times, wondering why the hell.
That path is brutal on WASD controls? Yeah, I imagine so. I don't envy anyone playing this game on a keyboard. Let's see what's down here, and if it's worth doing any of this room. It's a missile. This room is pointless. Bye! Alright, now then... grab that on the way out, I guess. So for now, let's go the other way. There's an artifact in gravity chamber, so I should go that way first.
Mm-hmm.
Mouse aim is honestly not bad. I can definitely agree with you there. I know they added that for Prime 3, there's a mod for it. And there's ways to get it to work for Trilogy in general, I'm pretty sure. So if anyone wants to try to play Metroid Prime with mouse controls, it is a thing. I think Mumph actually showed that off during the Prime 3 run in the Super Nintendo-thon.
Oh. But here's the real question. Can I actually play with both a controller and a mouse?
Probably.
Because then I'll just use the left hand to control my movement, and then I'll just use the mouse with my right hand.
That one I'm not too sure about. I know you can, like... I'm not sure exactly how it works, to be honest.
And apparently Shadow Reaper is the one saying that he may have been the one to introduce the mouse aim to Mumph.
Oh, okay.
So that's we're coming full circle with that discovery.
Yeah. So many of you know that I spent some time away from HFC for reasons which I'm not going to get into. Point being that when I did rejoin and found out that Metroid Prime 1 and 2 had been covered as part of the original Nintendo-thon, I was kind of sad to hear about that because I love these games, and I would have loved to have been part of those. Fortunately, I was able to join for Prime 3 for the Super Nintendo-thon, so all is right with the world.
That's good enough. Yeah, Metroid Prime is definitely a fun game to play, and if you haven't played it, try to get your hands on it.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely not a game for everyone, but there's a lot here that I think a lot of people can enjoy. I think a lot of people might be put off by not really having much story to speak of, maybe. A lot of that is relegated to scans and things like that, so you kind of have to go out of your way to find it on your own. Where's the last one? Could this be a spider ball-less seed? Could this be a no-ball seed? No balls? Phendrana Drift's transport access. Transport access is this room. I'm pretty sure that's this room. Could this be? I think this might be a spider ball-less seed.
Oh, cool.
I might not need spider ball because I mean you sort of need it to get through the impact crater, but you can just kind of jump.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can just jump up instead. I mean, we might find out.
We'll find out.
This could be a seed where I don't get Spider Ball and I never enter Phazon Mines. Which is strange. Not entering mines, I think, is okay if there's only one important item there. That's pretty whatever. That seems to be pretty common from what I've done with these seeds.
Yeah, Shadow Reaper is mentioning that Impact Crater can be done without Spider Ball, but Spider Ball is just for avoiding damage.
Yeah, because there's a room that has a lot of the red Phazon, which hurts you even with the Phazon Suit. And you use the Spider Ball to kind of get around it without taking damage.
But if you remember when I did a La Milana and I talked about lava, and then the sequel has Poison Lava, which is lava but more dangerous. I guess it's the same thing with Phazon here.
Yeah, it's because it's literally the inside of the Phazon meteorite, which we learn about in Prime 3, the Phazon Leviathans, I guess. course, it could turn out that this is not the room I'm thinking of, in which case I would be very curious to learn which room it is that I am thinking of. Also, it means we're never going to see any other Morph Ball, because we're always going to be Varia's suit with no Spider Ball.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, that's the last artifact.
Okay.
Huh. This is a very strange seed, I have to be completely honest.
Oh wait, this is the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the other side of this, which I still can't go out of because I need Spider Ball to get out of there. But I can go back down to the save station and return to start.
Funnily enough, if we found Spider Ball earlier, we could have actually grabbed that.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna go try to finish the game now.
Woo!
I'm a little bit low on energy tanks from where I would want to be, and I didn't actually want to save. I wanted to return to start. I'm a little bit low on energy tanks, but I think I should be fine. I definitely need to refill all my ammo at the ship here, because I want to make sure I have as many power bombs as possible. Also, just closer save to the crater for the, chance of me dying.
Oh, for sure.
We'll see how Ridley goes. If I have trouble with Ridley, then we'll see what I end up doing.
Yeah, you should be good if you play it safe.
Yeah. I don't think there's a whole lot of playing safe that can be done with Ridley or the final boss. You kind of just play it. I don't think there's a whole lot of safe to go around. I really like watching the Phazon Suit just morph into the Varia Morph Ball. Alright. Come on, Ridley. Let's go.
I have to be honest here, Ridley has the best theme out of all the Metroid games.
Yeah, Ridley's theme is really good. It's too bad his boss fight sucks.
I think the only other contender in terms of themes would have to be Rundus from Metroid Prime 3.
Yeah, Rundus is good. Funny thing, the Ridley fight in Prime 3 also sucks.
That's also kind of true, yeah.
Why am I watching this cutscene?
Why are you watching the cutscene?
Yeah, it's a mistranslation of barrier. Mm-hmm. It was never meant to be anything like Varia.
Yeah. Personally, I just see it as variable.
Yeah.
Yeah, barrier suit makes more sense, obviously.
Ridley kind of clipping through the temple there.
It's okay, he's meta Ridley, so he's made a nanomachine, so he can just adapt to it.
I'm shooting him, but he's not getting stunned. There's a thing you can do with proper timing where while he's flying in for these air bombing attacks, if he's at a certain height, I think, you can actually run into him while using the boost ball, and it does tons of damage.
Yeah.
Because the boost ball actually does a lot of damage. You're just not going to hit a lot of things with it a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I'm just not that good.
That is an actual strategy used in the speedrun, too.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's here when he's landed that you can do it. Is what I'm thinking of. It might not be when he's flying around.
Yeah, I think it's when he's landed and he's low enough that you can just charge into his chest plate.
Oh yeah, I did damage. I did a lot of damage. Thank you for commenting about that, Shadow Reaper, because I kind of forgot that it was when he was actually landed, is what it was. Oh, now we get to the bad part. Because I am not good at hitting his weak spot. Again, if you lock onto him when he's doing that, then the shot gets blocked. So you have to manually aim up there, but it can still be blocked as well. And only in this game there's a thing you can do, which I'm doing there, by firing a missile and then rapidly switching between missiles and normal power beam shots. You can fire the missiles faster than normal, and is pretty much one of the highest bursts of damage that you can get.
Oh, yeah.
If you're pretty good at it. That was actually not a bad Ridley fight.
Yeah, he was actually being very nice in the end.
Using the boost ball to do that extra damage actually helped a ton.
Oh, yeah. And then the Chozo statues are like, "Be gone, bird!"
Playing this game makes my hands hurt because I squeeze the controller so hard when I'm squeezing the L and R triggers. So my left hand is actually hurting a little bit.
Ooh. I need to take a moment to...
No, I should be fine. It's just not going to play any Metroid Prime for a while after this. Cool thing added to the randomizer, by the way, because you can actually get into the impact crater itself without the Phazon Suit. They add a little scan down here that will actually tell you where the Phazon Suit is at.
Ah, Phazon Suit is located in the antechamber.
Yep. Funny thing, as I'm mentioning funny things that are going on like that, I was looking up Metroid Prime on a website called NoClip, which allows you to see basically maps, in-game maps of what all areas look like and stuff like that. Those little lizards, for whatever reason, on the NoClip website appear very, very large. Like, as large as a boss, kind of large.
That's large.
Uh-huh.
That Metroid really wants to be in the shot.
Yes, yes it does. It wanted to attack me.
And if I recall correctly, these ones are also special in that they actually are not affected by the ice beam.
You are correct. These are fission Metroids, and they are extremely obnoxious.
Yep. Especially that one.
And if you kill them, or rather, do enough damage to them, they will actually split into two different types of Metroids, which are only weak to certain beam types. And then those Metroids will also split into two more Metroids that are only weak to certain beam types. Why am I watching this cutscene?
Again, Spawn with cutscenes. This isn't cutscene percent.
And so what you can do, instead of wasting your time with the fission Metroids, is just use a power bomb. Because a power bomb will just instantly kill them. Which is why I wanted to make sure I had as many as possible. Not for those specifically, but for any of the Metroids that spawn during the actual true final boss.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I don't have Wave Buster, Ice Spreader, or Flamethrower. This is... Alright. I do, however, have Super Missiles.
Yeah, I mean, not having flamethrower is not a bad thing, it's fine. But the other ones, yeah, that kind of sucks.
I sure do hate this whole boss. This part, which is the exoskeleton, and the true final boss are both not good. This entire final sequence, every boss in this game sucks. Let me just put it that way. I don't think there's a single boss in this game that is well designed or fights well.
Yeah, true.
No matter which way you look at it. Thardus is probably the best, and even then Thardus sucks.
Yeah, Shadow Reaper, you pretty much agree with me. Flamethrower sucks.
Flamethrower definitely has its uses, like everything does, but, no, don't use it.
Yeah. It has its uses, but no, don't use it.
It's good on some things, but that doesn't mean it's the best on anything. So you're always gonna have a better option, pretty much.
Spar, it's okay. You could say that its use is just for 100% completion.
Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I really hate trying to hit this small target. Let me just do single shots instead of charge shots.
Wave Buster is fun. Ice Spreader is the sauce. The Ice Spreader is like really good against Metroid Prime just because you freeze him and then you launch a missile to just skip that entire elemental phase. And Wave Buster, you can also do something similar. Well, just use Wave Buster and hold it.
Yeah, Wave Buster will lock on and deal continuous damage. It does use a ton of missiles, though. This is the problem with that.
Yeah. I mean, good news, you have 130 missiles, so that would have been perfect.
There are 250 or 255, either one, total missiles in the game.
Yeah.
So almost all of the items that were in the Phazon mines were actually missiles.
Also, 250 in this game.
Yeah, 255 in Prime 2. Because you've got the same number of expansions, the regular missile launcher and the Seeker missile, which also adds 5 missiles.
And if you do a certain glitch, you can probably get 260 because of the initial missile expansion.
Yes.
Or missile item.
There's actually one missile expansion which is continuously repeatable, because the one that's on the Dark Missile Trooper spawns after killing the Bomb Guardian, but does not require picking up the Bomb Guardian's item. So if you really wanted to, you could kill Bomb Guardian, go for the item from the Dark Missile Trooper, go back, kill Bomb Guardian, go back for the Dark Missile Trooper, and just keep doing that over and over. As long as you don't ever pick up the Bomb Guardian item, Bomb Guardian will continue respawning in that room. I really hate how small the target is that you're aiming for on the Metroid Prime. it's so easy to miss or just get blocked by something.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the ice beam. I suppose it would be better if I moved a little bit closer, other than he does this.
True.
You dislike the map in Prime 2? The way the map is laid out? Or like the areas or what? Because I think Prime 2 has a more interesting world in terms of the way it's laid out.
I feel like traveling around Prime 2 is worse until you get Light Suit. Yeah, Showery confirms that they mean the layout.
That dash did a lot of damage, wow. Come on. This is what I'm talking about when I said Metroid Prime can do a lot of damage to me.
Yeah.
Nope, no. I am very surprised that I dodged that. That was a 100% panic response.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, we're at the point where he just kind of randomly changes elements instead of waiting until one is done.
At least this phase is almost over.
That it? Exo's done? Yes. Alright. That was actually pretty good as well.
And you get a decent amount of health for the next part.
Yes, and you can also get quite a few health pickups at the start of this one as well.
So pretty much the hurdle is done.
Not entirely. Essence can still definitely be an issue. Let me just make sure to go grab these, fill my health up as much as possible. Let's say I know there's one over here.
There we go. Plenty of health.
Alright. Go into... I'm not in the thing.
Fire! Fire!
So if you stagger your shots with the hyper beam that you get from the pool, you can sort of make the fight go faster if you know how to do it correctly. Because what happens is every time you're hitting him, you're moving his action counter up one. So if he starts taking an action, and then you hit him with the thing... Where did he go? He's on top of the pool. It's basically making... He keeps doing actions, and the more actions he does, the closer he is to dropping the next pool. So that's why I'm staggering my shots like that. See, he just dropped the second one, the next one, right away.
Interesting. I know two strats for this fight. There's the pulse while standing in the pool, and the other is walking in and out of the pool to get more damage out.
Yeah, the pool is actually used up some while you're standing in it, even while not firing, so you can make it last longer by walking in and out as well. That one I'm not so good at doing. But we should be fine, because I should only need one more pool to kill him off here.
I hate how he like dashes forward because it looks more like he's taunting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you son of a, Chozo bird thingy.
Where are you at? Nope. And we're done. Hit the timer.
Wait, you wanted me to start the timer? You never said go.
Alright, that was the Metroid Prime Randomiser, completed with no balls. We never got the spider ball. Let me see if I can find where the spider ball was. Actually, we're going to find out during the credits anyway. Yeah, I'll just let the credits run, because it actually shows you where all the items are while the credits are rolling.
Interesting.
So I'll wait to see that. Yeah, alright. That was a pretty good seed. That was right at 3 hours, I think.
Yeah, sub 3 hours.
Aside from that one time that I got called away. Which was only for a couple minutes. So yeah, really good seed. Aside from Spider Ball just being fucking who knows where. It's gotta be in the mines. It's the only place I can think of. I hardly got any power bombs, but I had more than enough. Because I had one left over at the end there. So let's see. Make the credits roll faster so we can get to the item locations. If you want to look at the credits and see the wonderful people that made this game, they're probably somewhere on YouTube.
Alternatively, you could actually just put this this stream on YouTube, or when it's on YouTube, in a lower speed.
Phazon Mines Elite Research. Yeah, that's smack dab in the middle of the mines. That would have taken a while to get to. And I would have gotten nothing out of it because it was not required. Ice Spreader was in the mines. Wave Buster was Fendrana Shorelines. That's the one we saw at the top of that thing. Flamethrower was also in Elite Research, so it was in the same room. And that's it. Those are the items we didn't get. What was our in-game time and item percentage completion? The game will show us momentarily. Mission final. 60% in-game time, 2 hours, 24 minutes.
Yeah, not bad.
Thank you all for watching the Metroid Prime Zoomer Seed Randomiser. It was definitely a fun time. I'm surprised by how well this went, based on my test runs, if I'm completely honest. This was a great time. Remember that all my streams in December are raising money for the Parkinson's Foundation. If you would like to donate, you can use !donate in the chat. It goes directly to the charity and all that. We will see you guys next week, or at least I will, for the conclusion of Sora's story and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And next weekend, we're going to have another session of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. So you hope you guys tune in for those, and we'll see you then.
See you later, everybody.